Oh wait, my mic was unmuted this whole time. Have I made any like horrible noises? Did I like cough or something? I feel like I did that. That's embarrassing. Dang. Oh yeah, it's because last night I hit the end stream button instead of the transition button. So here we are. Anyways, hello everybody. You won't believe it. I have got news from higher ups that, oh my gosh. Jeez. Okay, well, a little birdie told me that Rise has returned. I actually was scrolling, I was lurking through the Drawbox Discord as I do, because I don't like talk. I just either like critique people's work or I don't know. Yeah, I just go, I ghost. I read the word ghost and yeah, no. But yeah, Rise has returned. Maybe he'll visit this stream. Maybe we'll see a little Rise cameo. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna do another bug construction today. Just because it was a bumpy day and I want some more warm up into construction and stuff like that. And also I'm just loving the upside down construction method, or like just thing. So last time I caught myself not really truly thinking in terms of form last time. I was more just considering copying what I already drew. So this time we're going to really stray away from the constructions that we do on the ref component side. And yeah. I pulled up an image that I wanted to do today because there's a lot of additive forms, but in hindsight, I don't think we're going to do it because it's very 2D, and you know, guys know how I am with 2D, or like, sorry, like flat side profile drawings, because yeah, it doesn't give you much opportunity to do intersection of form, right? It's not super dynamic or stuff like that. And so trying to find one again. Ooh, this one. Whoa. A dead leaf catted. None of those are good references. Cool. Can't wait till we're doing this with animals. That'd be a very, very interesting thing. Then again, animals are just so much more complicated, right? But I'm down for the challenge. So good to see Rise back. Apparently 16-hour workday yesterday. Ridiculous. That he had, not me. So pray for Rise that he can recover, they can relax a little bit. He's a hard worker, that guy. Very passionate, very... Bug's doing a little dance. Sorry, there's a like legit like 4 pictures of a bug just doing a little dance. Sorry, I'm really trying to find one really fast. Here, you guys can join me since it's like Flickr and stuff. Chris can. You guys can tag along if you wish. Also, I saw in the Discord someone was calling Uncomfy Canadian, or not Canadian, Swedish. He is Canadian. Ethnically Indian, I believe, but or ethnically, I should say. But yeah. Which is like very like in literally in the first videos. Or not in the first video. Yeah, like come on, dude. Anyways, let's go over here so you guys can see. There we go. OBS froze for a second. Let's look for some bugs together. Also, I messed around with my monitor, so it's now to my right, and I actually have a real storage system for my art supplies now, which is also awesome. And I moved my camera around so I can open those drawers, and it isn't totally in the way. It does get a bit close to my mic at times, and I hope that won't be a major issue later down the line. But yeah, I kind of saw this one, and I was like, ooh, that one looks pretty. Flower. I love how some of these bugs are interrupted by very interesting looking flowers. There's always bugs, yeah, beetles on beetles. Or like grasshoppers on grasshoppers. Or like, I saw one triple stacked, there's 2 beetles and an ant on top. Which sounds like a nursery rhyme or something, but I promise you that is what I, that is what I found. See, these side profiles are like really interesting bugs, but I want that, like, some kind of view other than that. Oh, look at this guy. If it wasn't so flat, the assassin bug. That's really cool. Whoa. Oh my gosh. This dude just got the legs. Ridiculous. Someone stop that guy. There is just the obligatory grasshopper, but I don't feel like there's a ton of... remember, our goal here is not only organic or like, you know, intersecting forms, your like forms, but it's, I want to now tackle additive forms. So those little fleshy bits everywhere here and there. That just looks like a hairball. Stinging flannel moth. This beauty. Pretty cool. Oh, I'm clicking. Sorry. There's the ant. Very cool looking ant. This one's not so much as a side profile. We may pick that one. Also, today is relaxation day. So for those who need to relax or would like to relax, please go relax. Maybe this could be the stream for it. Who knows? Like a louse right there. I put lotion on right before I like started the stream, and I feel like I got that on my mouth, bothering me. I don't know why I had to tell you guys that, but that's where my brain's at right now as we scroll through these very interesting looking bugs. The Weevil is obviously a option, or these Weevil-esque creatures. The patterns you eventually start to see between the beetles and stuff like that is very interesting. Oh, there's these guys, the leaf-footed bugs. They're so flat. Like last stream, our bug was also flat that we did. Another beetle and beetle. Oh, mating. Okay, cool. Ooh, a cicada. Handsome cicada. As opposed to it. Another weevil. Oh my gosh. It just doesn't look real. Evolutionarily, like, why? Another grasshopper. Pretty grasshopper. I'm loving these adjectives. If you guys have any recommendations for bugs, please let me know, guys. Ooh, there's a pretty moth. Look at these. I feel like I'm doing the Germa reaction tuber thing. Like, oh wow, whoa. These guys could be fun, but I feel like other than this additive form right here, there's not really much to do. This is very interesting. Soldier beetle. It is actually very similar to the one we did last night. Which, It's getting flat. Give me some rotunda boys. That, but more additive. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Dude, he's kitted out. We may just have to do one of these beetles. A bit generic, but I feel like we'd be scrolling forever. And Lord knows we can. Like, look how many options there are. Okay. The video. Plenty of pages to go through. I guess we'll do this. Another weevil. Here, we'll save this one on the side, but I want to see if there's an yeah boy. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is going to be an interesting one for sure, especially upside down. Okay, cool. Nope, that only took a while. We'll transfer over here for you guys. And man, that is dark. I'll put some on my right here. Beams. Oh, YouTube's not enough. You guys are experiencing buffering. Uh-oh. My internet has been a bit strange as of recent. Sorry, I'm setting up things, but on the behind the scenes, so that we can have a smooth transition later. Anyways, okay, cool. We'll do our warm up of the day, which we're already 15 minutes into the stream, or technically 10, and we haven't done anything, so that's cool. Main timer. But as per usual, guys, make sure to take a quick swig of water. If not, while I'm warming up, either warm up with me or please go get some water. And I'm going to use my new setup, grab a pen. In fact, I'm going to just grab both of my cases from it. There we go. Yeah, it still can't really avoid hitting at least the wire. This. I have some zip ties, so I could probably zip tie that all. Anyways, go get a big swig of water. I'm gonna do that, and then we can get started today. The water here just does not. I'm gonna also bend my light so it's a bit more evenly distributed. There we go. Sorry for all the wobbling. That made it worse. Okay, we'll just leave it as it is. Okay, well, let's get started. Weirdly enough, even though it's smaller and a bit more cluttered, I kind of like my setup more at home. Then again, I just haven't gotten used to this one, so we'll see. It was another day of moving things, cleaning things, buying things at stores. Nothing really to write home about. What is it? I finished fixing my bike. I'm not sure if I told the bike story yesterday, and I'll just retell it in shorter phrases today. But I like ended up going to a bike store, and I know nothing about bikes, and all I had with me. Gotta focus up on that line a bit because I messed up the first one. All I brought with me, like mentally, was just YouTube videos worth of knowledge. And he had a SRAM versus some other one, which is the one I actually selected. SRAM versus something bike component. And I didn't know, and he's kind of being rude to me because I didn't know things. Which like. I can understand because I walked in there to a bike store without enough knowledge to buy what I needed. But joke's on him. I finished repairing my bike today, which involved replacing the twist shifter entirely, completely taking off the derailleur, cleaning it, putting it back on, and putting a new chain on, which was a lot easier in some ways than I expected and a lot harder in others. And hello, Mr. Delano. Hope all is well tonight. How's your exams going? Now, chat, I'm going to make a wild prediction to say he passed them, but I'm no fortune teller. Oh, yikes. Well, I like started thinking about something right at the end of that. You have one tomorrow? Huge! Or not huge, but glad it's going to be over with soon, right? I should have set my camera up to be a bit closer to the edge of my table. I keep pulling it away from you guys. I can't really adjust that now without adjusting the camera as well. This and slightly rotate it to the right. That should even everything out. I'm slacking on studying for it though, because I already know all the content. Huge! You're gonna say that, and then like what happens for me is like, oh yeah, I know everything, or like everything I ought to, and then I go in there the next day and I completely forget everything. But, you know, usually the day before an exam, it's kind of like loose spaced repetition. But mainly what I do is I either study for something else and relax, or like in the midst of relaxing, I'll quiz myself if I don't feel confident about something. But yeah, the day before the exam is always a stream. Feeling much better about my line work today. still do a plane or two. It's written, and I've read all the books attentively. I think I got it. Huge. Oh, I also bought my roommate a plant today. That is also another thing that happened. And I fixed, had a curtain issue where one of my 3 curtains was not the same color or lightness. As in, like, light passed through it differently than the others, and I fixed that today, thankfully. $15 later. And I think my gym opens quite soon as well, so I can start going to the gym instead of just working out here. I'm also very excited for. Because I've taken what is practically a week break. And I actually kind of like taking breaks when it comes to the gym, because when I come back, everything's more difficult. I can progress a little. And now, given the strength I've achieved in calisthenics and kind of progress I've made, because like I can do 1-arm push-ups. I was like, oh, I could do it, but like that's where I'm at in the hyper calisthenics progression, and there's nothing after that. So I'm focused on reps and now just stamina training. Because it's cool that I have that strength now, but now I need to maintain it, right? Doesn't maintain it during a exercise, increase reps. And also one part that I want to focus on this semester as well is flexibility. I think that's severely overlooked and very fun. Also, guys, let me know if you can hear my fan in my mic or any echo. I've been trying to reduce that, but there's only so much I can do. Yo, Rice! I saw you in the Discord. I was lurking through the Drawbox Discord, and then I saw your message because you're the only one in the Patreon chat with the golden name as of recent. Like, oh my gosh, it's Rise. And then I checked this Discord, and of course, like a couple hours ago, like 2 hours before that, you messaged and I didn't see it. Very glad to see you back, man. Sorry to hear that you had such a crazy work day. And I mean, kind of time, but you know, specifically that. Hope all is well. How long are you to be back for? Hopefully a bit. And I just got hit with a weird headache. I think I'm gonna go biking tomorrow just for fun. And to make sure my bike still works. I haven't done anything just for fun in a bit, so. 3 months, huge. That means 3 months as in like, so September, October, November, or in December? Because December would kind of suck to leave. I said October, right? October, November, yep. Because I said it last stream, but we are only a couple months away from the anniversary of the channel. Which I have no idea what we're going to do. Actually, I'll be at home for winter break. So it's just a game of, you know, what we do to celebrate. Wow, weird to think about. The semester's over that soon. Ugh, weird. It's such a short yet long amount of time. My gosh, then I'll be almost done with college. Ew. Ew. I have to figure out what I'm doing after college, guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, 'cause that was not the best ellipse in the world. That was wobbly. Oh, yikes. Not gonna lie, my mind's kind of in the clouds. I'm thinking about gym tomorrow, stuff like that. I'm losing my focus. Yo, Cat, what's up? Hope all is well. How's lesson 4 treating you? Do some sausage forms as well. This was our tiny pelvis mistake, I remember it. That was almost better. Oof. Need to ghost a lot more with these ellipses. That's kind of why I'm still going at them, is because today is just not a good day of focus. Line work is okay, but focus is not. All right, I felt some sort of click when I was drawing bugs today. I was able to see 3D shapes more easily. Congratulations! Being able to just, yeah, that click is what it's all about. Every time I've made major progress with like education, like school and stuff, it's always where that click happens. Ironically, that click usually only comes when I'm studying for an exam, and by then it's already too late. Yeah, art is weird in the fact that it just, like, at some point it just happens. That was kind of like when we were recently doing organic intersections. No, no stress. In fact, I'd say you're going quite fast. No, don't worry about it at all. It took me forever to have that realization. I mean, like we talked about yesterday, I'd had to do like tons of pages of ellipses and circles and spheres just to like understand how spheres and stuff collide and all that. Also, this may not mean much to you guys, but I changed out the bulbs in one of my lamps, and now it's a very calming yellow. I'm very happy about that. Sorry, I just felt like random stuff today. I don't know why I'm like hyper fixating on that. These ellipses are not inspiring today. It's just that second pass that is killing me. Okay, well, not the worst warm up ever, right? We did a pretty good job. So, yeah, now it's time to pull over our bug friend that we got at the beginning of the stream. I'm just really dehydrated, so I'm gonna take like a couple more swigs of water while we set everything up, and then we'll deconstruct our bug friend. We'll get a fun bug fact, because why not? And then we'll do another upside down construction. And then probably tomorrow we can break into lesson 5, if not the next day. I'm just taking some time to reinforce my ability to slow down, to break it into pieces, and to try to pick out those additive forms where they ought to be. So we'll be right back as I set everything up. Alrighty, we're back. I just like drank so much of my water. I think voice crack. I think I kind of ruined it for myself. We'll see. I think this should be easy for you guys to see. If not, let me know. Okay, here. So here's our friend. We're going to be drawing a Weevil again today. And like usual, we are going to, not like usual, but like yesterday, we're going to rotate our friend upside down and just work completely upside down. And then at the end, we'll do a big reveal of him being right side up. So we're going to start off with what I can already diagnose as being the most central form, is the sphere down here. I see these. I'm trying to gauge if I think this is the center line. If not, it's actually no, because you have this shoulder and then this shoulder. So this, you can kind of see it right here. So this is the center line. So in here, we're going to have our most central form. Just that line is quite confusing. I'm very tempted to, yeah. Just spiky lad. Like we're gonna get really close over here. That's actually a pretty good one. Heard it. So something like this. Just better, of course. Yeah, I guess we can like scrape the surface over here. Let's see, if this is a flatter surface, that means we're going to have a tangent like this to the ellipse. And if we're going to describe what's happening here, we have this going on. But it's further away, which means the degree will be larger. Not necessarily following this additive form, which we're up here once the time comes. But yeah, I just want to focus right now on narrowing down this ellipse / sphere, because we're going to have this on the surface of it. I guess this could be a center line. It's just I'm not convinced. And that's the number one thing that Uncomfy wants us to do here, is to, or not the number one, but one of the major things, is to be able to convince ourselves that this is sure, we want to convince our viewers and stuff like that, but if we can't convince ourselves, how are we convince others? I'm kind of banking on that area right up there as being the flattest point. Kind of working my way around. Like so. Yeah, so we're not going to see... Basically what we're seeing is we're seeing this is the middle point, right? And then it's going to go back here. So, okay. I'll do this piecemeal. Make my life easier. So we'll actually do it a bit smaller too. Leave some more room for some of the added forms that we want. I think that's pretty good. Actually, I didn't need to do it like that. But yeah, so we have the center. We can still see the front of it, right? Like this. If we're gonna do an like a sausage form on it, we're looking at it like this. Like so. So we're seeing... I can kind of understand why Uncomfy does contour lines. Very helpful. Seeing a big part of the face up here. Ah, okay, we'll go piecemeal. You don't see too much of the underbelly, so in fact but yeah, basically what's going on here, because it's a bit hard to see, but here is the major axis of this contour line, and the major axis isn't, like, it's technical here, but there's this gap between the forms. We're looking at this. This is important because now that means the center line the center line will run through the major axes of all of these, right? That's just a rule, because if these are all not coplanar, but all the planes of these ellipses, if you're going to draw a square around all of these ellipses, right? All of them are parallel to each other, meaning they never touch. They're flat. If all of these are parallel, and they all have parallel major axes, right? Then you ought to say, well, if this one doesn't touch the contoured edge, then the center line has to run through that, has to run through, like, because it's a center line. All of this to say, and we can actually probably do this one a bit, be a bit more round, to a higher degree. I do want to capture that it is a bit larger. Cool. And then, so yeah, center line is going to happen here, and then in front of it. I like that. My brain doesn't like it though, because it's not matching that ellipse, so let's make sure that to really think about this one. It's like the rate at which it this isn't even a mechanical thing, like I just don't feel this is round. There should be a rounded cap here, continued off, meaning this one, it's only round, like we have our full ellipse, but it's doing kind of this. And we can only see this part. So sorry. But this isn't outlining the head. In fact, I should probably do it a bit smaller so we don't use that. I think the the degree of this should still be pretty big. Keep hitting. Somewhat like that. Yeah, we're seeing something like this. Could it be done better? Yes. We can only obsess over it so much. Oh yeah, we need to start our hour timer as well. Thanks. Got that part. Cool. So yeah, we're seeing that, and then of course we're seeing this traveling around it of some sorts. Let's see if we cut our guy in half. We see the inside up here, the inside down here. It's really hard to intuit that, but I think if we cut right here, we'd see the upper part. That lends me that we're gonna have a slight degree. That degree will be visible up here, but we'll see. That's something. Anyways, yeah, this is a bit confusing. I don't understand why it's not working yet. Sorry, I'm obsessing over it more. Okay, that feels better. Leave that a bit more. Too bad. I want to start from back here because to see the top of it. So I think judging by that, we need to move the ellipse to fit this more than, and put, I said this yesterday, but putting the cart before the horse, we need to do that contour line and figure this one out. Cool. Okay. So now we have this form, right? A bit more fleshed out. I'll move this down for you guys a tiny bit more just so you can see almost what I'm seeing. It's going to be a bit squished. That's how my PRF is set up. Now we have the head, which I'll do another color for. Or sorry, the thorax. Kind of the cephalothorax. Notice how it's going into the form, and the spherical form has these two kind of plates on it, right? These additive forms. Actually, it kind of do it's like this thing. And it's the shoulder. And it has this, which we can actually send into it a bit. But underneath both of those is another solid form. We'll do pink. We'll do shades of red for this. Or like shades closest to red, I guess. So yeah, notice how our head sinks into a lot of this, but we still... and it's mostly the additive form that's sinking into, which is going like this, I think. Yeah, what I assume is like this. Oh yeah, and it looks like it's like an elephant's trunk. We have like the tusks, and then trunk, and this thing that meets it. So, barring all of that, we can imagine that there's a form underneath here that the head would intersect with. Additive forms on top, of course. Okay, we're gonna see some. Cool. We're gonna get rid of all these contours because we now understand it. About it too much. These intersect. We're gonna set the intersection behind the additive forms. We learned that yesterday. Because now the additive forms have some to do their whole thing. Yeah, we're saying right now that this ellipse, or this one I should say, is being subducted. This one right here. The outline won't be... I think I was drawing it... the other way. I think I was drawing it like this, when in reality, we're going to be looking at it like this. And then dot, 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 dot. We'd see that over there. We're having this. This. And do that, both those colors to full hay. And then finally we have the head. Doing a purple, I think would be okay. That's a bit hard to see. We can do this red, or we can do an orange. Like I said, shades of all that. That's probably as good as I'm gonna get. So the head inside this additive form, and therefore inside the thorax. Quite rotund. He says, not in fact taking enough time. And this one's kind of given to us, but we have to remember this is an additive form that we're looking at. And I just realized, actually, yeah, because the additive form that exists on top of this one is actually going to exist over here. And this one ends over it. I'm going to draw like this, and then this one goes in. So I'm kind of tempted to draw this intersection back. My main issue is this intersection, given the intersection line, makes it look like that intersection line is right here. In fact, it's more like this. Or sorry, the main axes of this ellipse or sphere. So this degree, I think the degree of the intersection would actually be smaller. Don't question it just yet, just trust me. Because if our ellipse is going like this, if our sphere is like this, that means this edge right here that we're inserting into is going to be super steep. Meanwhile, if we inserted something up here, it'd be super wide, but still a lower degree. But we are traveling around the birth of this. We're gonna try that for now. Is it almost the same as what we had earlier? Yeah, just a bit more restricted. Yeah. Doesn't make my brain happy. All. Yep, and then for this, that's a really cool color. For this orange one, I'm almost tempted to draw it larger, but we're gonna be just this ellipse right here. So. And yeah, so that's our main head and body. It's kind of hard to do, so we'll do a horizontal contour line. So still believing that when you cut the bug in half, actually, since we see the we see the top of the bug. I kind of want to cheat and rotate it underneath, but I'm going to pretend. And I'm just gonna say yeah, because if you cut it in half right now, you see the underside, so this will be a higher degree or up in this direction. We'll make it really narrow. Make it travel ahead as well. I'm trying to match, like, see how the eyes land and they're going to be symmetrical. So. Then our... Oh, that was pink I put on top of that one. Why did I do that? Are these the same color and I'm just tripping? They are. That's insane. Wow. Very cool. My music stopped. Already been that long, gee. Well, constructions take a minute, I guess. So, yep. Once again, we have this kind of orientations. Go like that. Starting to see it now. Us hopping around this form. I think it does have this kind of like greater. Fan of this. And finally, this one. We're going to be seeing the ellipse right here. Okay, it's past like the apoapsis. Not sure if that's a good term for this. Very pinnacle of it. No. Shout out to Kerbal Space Program fans. Game of all time for sure. There we go. Okay, so something of this sort. Looks a bit crazy. The orange is quite hard to see. We're going to stick to it. So yeah, now we're going to take it and do some additive forming. And in fact, I felt like this was a bit of a drudge yesterday, so we're just going to remove it and focus on the individual additive forms. These are when you use blues and greens for, mainly blues. So yeah, this one, like we said, it's an elephant's trunk. I'm going to do it in two pieces. So we have this, which is going to travel around this form near that intersection. And then we have our whole other form in here. So this one's going to travel against that here. And then we're going to bring it in and then over both of those forms over here. And then now we can bring it back, this. And I'm not going to be silly and do my contour line. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to bring it down. This, around, and over, back. Oh, it has like a little jacket on. Over here, it's still pretty hard. We already use our pinks and stuff. What color I'm forgetting? We could just do a darker blue. It's nearing the purple, I'm not gonna lie, but oh geez, that's even harder to see because of the black body. Yellowish green would be just way too hard to see. Actually, it's not that bad. We'll do that. We have these forms which go over these ones. If I plan to do it. So we have this one. This is shoulder one. Call it this little notch right here. You just go back. Yeah. I want to highlight this part of the shoulder. That's a very important part. We head over, and I'm just gonna do this as one piece, and then head back here. We have the other shoulder piece over here as well, which you can barely see because the center of it. So we'll just go like this, and put it over those two forms. See if we can do a dark green. Really noticeable. That's even worse. Yeah, because darker. Oops. About a really light blue instead. There we go. So yeah, and then we have the back, which is gonna just sit on top. That's gonna sit under here. This. The hook. Go over here. That's seriously the midline? No, that isn't. I tricked myself. That is not the midline. This is the midline. Goes all the way down and in. All the way down. Over there, so go down. Have the hook, go to out. Great, go all the way down. Or hook, go out. Go back in. Travel in the opposite direction. Over here. Bug zone. What's up, Dazzling? Dude, good to see you, man. You're back in the bug zone, also known as the danger zone, because these creepy crawlies are giving us some trouble. How's it going on your end, Dazzling? Great to see you. Like, still. Like that. We're gonna be yoinking over like this form, so we actually need to probably be a bit deeper. So yeah, it also goes in here, right? We spend our time traveling kind of about rough estimation. Chilling, big chilling, bug chilling. Glad to hear. Ooh. The sun has gone down, I just realized, and my room is comfy as heck because I got all these lamps. Keep me cozy. The added light was very necessary, not gonna lie. Sometimes being in this apartment, working on homework, exams, whatever. Yeah, I know, it's super interesting. I love it. This is kind of dumb. Kind of sounds stupid. But whenever I trim like my beard, sometimes there's just a tiny little hair and it like literally I cannot crush it. Like it is so strong. Maybe this is me just subtly like bragging about my beard hair strength. But like there's a tiny one and it is like, it hurts. Like I've actually gotten splinters. Like I've had to pull it out of my finger where it's like poked me and it hurt. Strange flex, I know, but it's interesting conundrum, to say the least. We have this form over here. Maybe these streams will inspire me to pick up entomology one day. I've been a botanist, and an entomologist, mathematician, doing a zoologist. Let's see, these kind of meld into one form, but still. Really going ham here with the additive forms. Oh yeah, I said I'd call my friend tonight too. Make sure I do that probably when the stream is over. Unless we want to guest star one of these streams. Ocean biologist. Oh yeah, I forgot. Is that a JoJo's reference? I feel like it is, but I could just be a nerd and a loser. Oh shoot, here, I will be right back, everybody. Alrighty, guys, we will be right back. I have to go give my sister a screwdriver. No more than like 3 minutes, but yeah, just letting you guys know. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I'm out of breath. Jeez, that was a lot of running. Not really. Oh, but I'm yelling. Jeez. Okay, let's get back to it, everybody. Sorry about the delay. Made sure to stop the timer after my sister called me. I don't know what like compelled me to check my phone. I did not hear it buzzing. I did not see it buzzing. I was like, you know what? I want to look at my phone real quick. Okay. Back to our bug friend. Happy with these additive forms right now. Let's see. Cool. We want to do yet another. We'll jump into the oranges now because unless we do a really light green, I think we can get away with that. So yeah, I'm seeing a couple here. I think we'll actually we could be confusing the stripes for additive forms. So what I'm going to do actually is the red sphere here will be this part, and then this will be a separate form going around the sphere. So if we're going around it, we do want to kind of have that shape to it. This has like a, we do want to reinforce this bend. I'll just leave some like that, just kind of say, hey, rotund. Find myself as we may reference this later. And then the rest is kind of just the leg joints from what I can see. We do have this region right here, and I see that similarly over there, but I think that is just, and actually I'm gonna do this because go round. Roll around, a bit unrealistic. Note these rotund corners, and maybe we want to be a bit more bendy. Those. You could just be seeing the negative shapes as form 2. Yeah. I don't see how I would see a negative shape as form. Because, like, the piece between here, like, I can't see any two forms that are separate. Like, the main thing I saw that was different here, was this. Like, this is what I saw, or eventually this thing, but because while negative shapes do exist between here, actually, I'm barely, or at least negative shapes, or like this, right? Like, it's very easy to see this as like its own separate thing, but these are just the rosy red cheeks of our friend. Okay. And then noting that this is separate and completely hidden behind. Yeah, we emphasize that it's just additive form over there. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a thing of that, but a possibility. I could just be not that knowledgeable in what I understand to be negative shapes. And then we have our leg joints for this very spherical one. which is definitely appreciated given somewhat daunting construction so far. We did draw a shrimp and a lobster, so we could be ocean biologist at some. Isn't there a name for that? Just, oh yeah, marine biologist. I'm very silly. Yep. And then we'll worry about, yeah, we could do there's much more to worry about. But, oh yeah, what am I doing? We also have to talk about, we can do it in green. This one, the kind of star of the show. This one actually isn't too crazy difficult. I'm going to use a line kind of like our leaves to indicate the gesture and flow. Or, yeah, because it is kind of split down the middle. But this is definitely a sausage form moment, for sure. And what we can even do here, and get really into it. Been too much. Doing it in P because I don't want to mess everything up. We kind of start up here. I mean, you can see that like line happen. Dang it. Cool. And then yeah, this would intersect here with that form. And then we'd actually have another form right here. Doing that. Kind of giving that bulge into the face, or even we can directly connect it to the face. And then kind of like this is hop up. Go in here. That line outward. Yeah. And then very important part of our construction is just intuitively understanding the degrees of what's happening here, and kind of following what we decided with the face. These are gonna... And we won't necessarily draw this on our Weevil, but we're going to indicate it here. Of course, degree is going to, as we get further away from the horizon line. I should probably be monitoring the phone. Glad she kept calling. Like, I think she spam called, or she just got lucky with that one call. Who knows? And since these are a bit intuitive, I'm just erase them. Yep, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual, and then 1, 2 mirrored forms. We have these 3 major forms. We don't need to include these contour lines. In fact, I may only do the side contours. And then, yeah, so we just have the remaining. We'll do this one. We'll break it down so we can get it all on the page. We'll do some practice ellipses, and then we'll get to it. And if we don't finish tonight, that's okay. I want to actually take this very slowly. I want to reinforce that. So we could do a 50% tomorrow and then texture it if we want to. I don't know, just I want to take my time with these. I want to force myself. That was the, the goal yesterday. Or not necessarily force yourself. That's not going to be constructive. But So, yeah, we're going to break it down to pieces. We'll use red. Why not? No, we'll use our leg. Nope. Yeah, our legs, which I always love the Weevil's little feetsies. They look really interesting. It's kind of like the bug that we did last night, the longhorn bug or beetle, I believe. They have these cool little pads to it. I guess a Weevil isn't too far off beetles, both verbally and family and hierarchy of species wise. And I really want to go to the gym. I really miss it. I haven't been in like 3 days. Eating me alive. Here, I'll try to sneak into my school's gym tomorrow. Yeah, I do have a gym at my apartment. People just moved in. And so that's just not going to be fun. And our gym here doesn't have a turf or like good calisthenic supplies. They have like squat racks. Here. Okay, so once again, another kind of pattern we see is that the main body exists in one half of the page and the legs exist in another. This is not to say that they're the same ratio-wise. In fact, it's probably pretty different. I think just at the rate at which this photographer takes pictures as well as many others, it just happens to be like this, right? And plus they're bends and all that, so yeah, it's at a 3/4 angle, as which I make most of my images, stuff like that. Regardless, this is a pattern we see. So yeah, entirety of the body encapsulated up here. We have the main form taking a little over a fourth, maybe a fourth and an eighth, so 3/8 of the entire page right here. Because if you shifted it to the left, it would be this. The main form, central form taking up that, and then this pink form barely escaping it, and then this one right here. And what we can do as well, we'll do it eventually, but what we can say, all my hard work. For some odd reason, the song I'm listening to, which is no way related to One Piece, reminded me of like the One Piece filler like movies practically. Because they're honestly, the One Piece movies are, I do not like at all. I've never felt like connected to one. There's that horror one which I've never watched. I've not watched Red either. I feel like Red would be fun, but only because it develops the lore of Shanks and the world government and stuff. So once again, not necessarily attached to the story or the story of One Piece already. So why did I do this? Why did I draw a bunch of fences on our Weevil? It's because I want to learn about the ratios and how big these guys are. So now what we can do is take a different color, like yellow, and I just want to kind of play around. So we're probably going to measure everything in terms of our most central form, this one. Okay. So we'll kind of just get everything in terms of that. So this right here is about 3/4, a little bit over that, 5/8 of it, and this one right here, which it's practically half of this one, which is interesting. Just switch to the left. If it's half of that one, that means we're working with really weird ratios. This goes to about 1/3 of the central form, and it's more spherical / circular, so it's that by all angles. This one takes up, and once again, 3/4 probably. So it's just like a scaled down version. It's a 3/4 version of this one. with a fourth missing here too, so yeah. Only popping out a tiny bit over here. It is much smaller actually horizontally, so that's not the best estimate height-wise probably. So, actually no, because scale-wise, yeah, who knows. And this one, yeah, circular once again, practically in the center of that degree. And then the contour line hops between like this. We can't forget about these lines of intersection. Contours. Yep, cool. We have a game plan, it seems. I want to be looking at this one more so this time than just referencing this, because remember, we're doing it upside down because we want to start removing the bug idea and just thinking of it purely in terms of shapes. This is not a bug, it is a collection of building blocks, quite literally. And we have to take those apart and then put it back together with our eyes closed, hands tied, hung over a pit of sharks that are on fire. That's what we plan to do. So I'm gonna pop it over here to my other monitor. How's our music doing? It looks like it's about to break, so I'm going to actually pause it real quick. Start it just so. Oh, it's because my BRB screen is hogging it, so there. Sometimes it glitches out like that. We'll do a couple more ellipses, and then we'll head to yay ol. Here we'll do both. Even though there's not a ton of people chatting right now, we'll move our friend up. You guys, there we go. What a guy. Oh, let's look up a Weevil fact. Forgot about that. Very important. Weevil fact. Weevils prefer warm and moist environments. Some species live among plants and lay their eggs in rolled up leaves, while others feed and breed within stored food products like cereal grains. Gross. Weevils usually invade homes seeking food or shelter, so let them in. There are more than 60,000 species of weevil in the world. Often less than a quarter of an inch, that are attracted to dry foods. Most have the ability to chew through paper in order to access a food source. Weevils are a type of beetle that primarily attracted to wheat and stored grains. Some can also fly. They can be found in nuts, seeds, cereals, and grain products. Weevils tend to have short lifespans, but in some cases, they can lay a large number of eggs during this short period. They thrive in warm conditions and mature more quickly under high temperatures. They take longer to develop in cold temperatures and have a lower survival rate. Yeah, cool. So that's those are your Weevil facts of today. Do you think this is specifically from the Andreas K website? Hoplocopterus circulonidae, Hoplocopterus circulonidae. I probably messed it up like 8 times. I'm not confident that I even said it right. But yeah, Hoplocopterus. Yep, cool, nice. So yeah, we're gonna be drawing the Weevil. I want to be calling it that now just to say it because it's fun to say, but I keep messing it up. So we're not going to keep doing that. We're gonna pull out another warm-up page, pull out paper, and draw our friend. Weird having so much light in my room. Even though it was like, I wasn't in this apartment for long last year. It's not even 9 months-ish. More, 8, 9. Give or take, right? We're kind of on that verge. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I remember so much. It's like a distant memory being here, even though it's so short a time ago. I'll be moving. It's kind of weird. I'm doing all this to make my apartment look pretty, but I'm going to be moving next year, which isn't a valid excuse because no matter what, you should always make your living space as comfortable for you as possible. But it's a weird notion. And you're like, Kavel, how are you so confident that you want to move? Because the same price, better location. I mean, how could you turn that down? And notably good reviews. Come on. So yeah, we have our friend here, so we'll just do some ellipses like our friend. And then we have our thirds barely sticking out. Oh, okay. I pressured myself into drawing that one because I was worried about... Yeah. And this one's about a third of that. Not the best ellipses today at all, though. So, yeah, this one was messed up just because I rushed it. I hit my page, but this one needed a lot more ghosting. Just make sure we're avoiding Australian lines, as Dazzling so aptly named it. I don't want to draw the wasp that was on my shirt the other day. I just let, like, the woman was like, no, or not no, but like, hey sir, there's a wasp on you, and I was like, oh, I'll just let him hang out there. Weirdest response ever. She probably like thought I was such a weirdo. It could have been my pet wasp or something. Or ghosting. Okay, less hitting the page on X. I need to pick up the speed as well. Ghost enough. Smeared some ink there as well. I hate that feeling. It's probably one of my worst feelings. Like art-wise. Ugh. Lots of ellipses. Oh, okay. I'm pretty good. We shall. Justice. But first, let's take a big sip of water. Recommend that you guys follow me as well. Water is good. I'm not sure if it's the water that tastes bad or the soap that I used to clean the cup a couple days ago. I think it's the water though, because it's been a while. Anyways, we have our Weevil here. And just we're gonna just reference this one more time. This is a much lower degree than I thought it'd be. Nearing the 40s, maybe like 50, 55 probably. Kind of feeling that. Yeah. This one echoes that, probably a bit of a higher degree though. It is smushed. It isn't a perfectly 3/4 of that one. Only slightly sticking out. We won't be perfect, but we can try to somewhere get near that. And then finally the sphere, sticking about almost just the same as that one. So yeah, try it. Remember, we're occupying the lower half of the page. Near the right. Yeah, I could just use cushion to inference from that. So lower half of the page, so we have all this room to work with right here. Not the best ellipse in the world, but it's okay. It's a bit tilted downwards. We have this one right here. And then finally we have the head. This was a lot more elongated than I thought it would be. I think... Yeah, I shouldn't have given so much room back there, but I don't think it's a major issue. And then of course we have the head right here. Make a tiny bit larger. Yikes, that's not round. Oh, why was I doing like, oh, yeah, we're gonna hit another one. Also, I'm just not happy with that line. That head was not circular. Unacceptable. I'm kidding. Not that deep. But I think the first ellipse was okay. Do we have that leg going back this way? Other than that, there's not. We have quite a bit of room to work with. Pretty good. Angled a bit to the left, which is totally great, but whatever. This one, remember, so yeah, it would be a bit lower. Cool. Smearing a lot of ink though. That one wasn't the best. We have that little dent right there, but I think the additive forms can recover that. Let's slow down. We are going a bit fast. And now we want to do our head right here, our head form. We do want it to be a bit lower because we do have to add this additive form between them. It's a third of this, we said, so about like that big over here. Or over. Yeah, this head is obnoxiously large, but I think we can make it work actually. Okay, let's intersect all of these. We have this one going into this one a tiny bit. We have this one going into this one. Oh, we won't double up on it. And then finally we have these very light but noticeable contour lines going around it. Let's see. Yeah, because they kind of straighten out as we get over here, because remember, the further away, the higher the degree gets. So we do have a bit of a turning of form right here. Cool. This one. So. Another like so, geez. Stop. What's the difference between additive and subtractive? Okay, I'm not sure if that's a legitimate question or just making a joke. Because I'm dumb, sorry. But additive and subtractive. Additive form is when we literally add, think of it like pasting something on the front of it, right? And the main rule here, the rule, right, is once you draw something, or once you have a silhouette, do not alter it. For example, we can add a little spike on this guy. So we have this, I kind of forgot about the intersections, right? And this, right? Something like that, whatever. Let's say we add, a spike. Or we could add like a random leg here, right? We are adding. So we, cut a hole in this one a bit. It exists here now. Kind of thought around that. And then let's say we wanted to add another leg to this one. Or like, let's say right here, we want to smoothen out that leg. So we can go like this, and then go down here. So now it has this like base to it, and it's smooth. We could do the same over here, and I'll do this to help us visualize what's going on, right? Right. So we have this new form that has sprung out of it. But now if we did subtractive, right? Which I'm not entirely sure. I've seen it done before, and we can kind of see that in like when you're drawing muzzles, for example. You start the muzzle with a box. Draw like a random box here. Whatever. I thought we were drawing on my original paper for a second. I was about to freak out. Now you have this box, right? In this form, is solid. We could add things to it, but what people do is instead, well, now this is a nose, or an entire snout. So the snout starts here. Have a dog, per se, right? The snout starts here. We have this part of the snout, but now we're going to subtract from it. And here's the bottom part, the bottom jaw of that snout. So we've subtracted that area from it. And usually you indicate what you subtracted and didn't subtract by just line weight or erasing that area, right? It's synonymous to having a, block of marble, right? And then slowly but surely carving your person out of it. Additive form is like clay sculpting. Subtractive form is like a stone sculpting. I think that's a perfect example. Yeah, from my understanding. I could be wrong, but yeah, from what I've seen, is subtractive is taking a basic shape and then carving into it, and yeah, exactly like stone sculpting, taking away until, like, if you've seen our head constructions, right? Specifically, Ruben Lara's head constructions, where you start with just a 2x3 box. And then from that box, one of the first steps to say, okay, well, we're going to make a dent here, and this is the brow line. So we literally carve that part out. And then, okay, well, we're going to slice off this side of the face as well. So this becomes more narrow and such. And then, yeah, we add a thing for the chin. Trying to remember his construction method now. All the other stuff, right? And even in our recent head constructions from Tom Fox's book, we started with a box to kind of help us locate everything inside of it. So yeah, and for Drawbox, we want to focus on additive form, because additive forms really force you to be realistic and think about the space. And I've seen it in Dio's critiques. Basically, whenever students try to do subtractive forms, and this is hearsay, right? This is just me reading what Dio says. And why we do additive instead of subtractive is it looks really flat, and it's hard to learn three-dimensional objects when you could just be subtracting anything at all times. So instead, we force ourselves to obey what we put on the page, and that lets us do some really actually cool stuff. Because now, like, instead of just drawing the silhouette and being done with this, right, we would have the base, and then we'd work our way around and then going over here. And while that is technically correct, and we could add like hatching to say where things are, this is, we can see and have to think, not just see, but think about what it would look like if it landed here, compared to if this thing was rotated more towards us, then we'd literally just see two spheres that are eventually connected, right? And then, you know, rotating it slightly more, the degree shifts. Right, and we'd see maybe a bit more of it, stuff like that. Yeah, that's, I think, from my understanding, don't take this as official or anything, right? But from my understanding, why we choose additive form. And it's fun. I mean, it really gets your brain going. I feel like not only Delano and Rise, but Kat can attest to that, how much it makes your brain go. And speaking of, let's make our brain go a little bit more with these additive forms. We can reference this a bit more. So I think we'll start with these, because these are underneath practically everything else except for this one. But this just gives us a good basis. This exists kind of purely over here. In fact, I'll reference this a bit. Because we do start past that intersection of the head. We do have like the front of the head, like this. So subtractive is more, yeah, I think so. Because while you do have scaffolding to work with as to where things should end up, it's just my understanding that taking away, yes, I don't know. This is conjecture at this point, just a student guessing why the teacher made the decisions. But your best guess is as good as mine. I'm tempted to do this contour, but I think if I just understand it, work from there. So if this is the midline, then from the midline, which I'll mark, because he's somewhere back here, I will cheat a bit actually. Because you can see this side of the eye a bit, but I'm just going to do this to indicate that this is the front, right? And let's see, past the contour, we want the head to be visible. So we can kind of do this. You do see that line. We do have this line right here. So that means at some point, this line travels like this in the form. I can feel myself rushing. We only have 4 minutes left, so I'll actually call it early today, and we can pick this up tomorrow if we ought to. I don't want to rush this. We can try to do this right here. I'm just scared that we're gonna make this like the head a good size, and then the additive form way too big. Because yeah, we head down here now, or we go around the face, because this goes up here like this, and then from there. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because as long as we have our two additive forms, we can indicate that middle line, but if we don't obey it... Oh, ooh, don't want to cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat. Ooh, that was so like... That was such a brain just like trying to... And also, I think this degree should just be much larger, because we're like scraping against the edge. Yeah, this degree should be super large, actually. How did we do it over here? Okay, yeah, we also did a large. Now that I think about it, yeah. Because what we're doing is, let's do this on a top view. We have this form, and this form. Okay, that's not a good example. Go rounder. Overly round. What's happening here is this intersection that's happening, which happens a bit differently in the real thing, is this is the widest point. But as we go up, let's say we're traversing this one and we're going up and around like this. I can kind of show you in 3D, right? We're going like this for this one. Now this one is also going back like this. So we're going to have this kind of birth. But now since this one is so much longer, dramatically longer than this one, and by the like, it goes this way faster than this one goes like this. So now we're going to see this mix of going really far back and then in because of the form. So we have this really weird degree that's going to come of it. My website that I'm working on would be perfect for this too, to like demonstrate how this works and why I'm thinking this way. but we're actually going to call it there for tonight. So yeah, tomorrow we'll just pick up our construction. Hopefully this is going to be the last bug construction before we hop into the next lesson 4 demo. I'm just training myself to slow down, to think more methodically. Yeah, that works. Okay, sorry. And all that good stuff. Sorry for all the confusion, Dazzling. I'm not very good with words when I don't think before I speak as anyone. But yeah, basically additive, from my understanding, is clay, and stone is subtractive. I think you put it perfectly right there. But I could go research and ask some people just so I'm to ensure that I'm not confusing you. So yeah. With that being said, everybody, thank you so much for watching me tonight. Joining me tonight, not watching me. It's not the goal of this channel. It's to do something that you love for an hour a day. Pretty sure you guys are tired of hearing that. There's this one thing I want to do. It's what, okay. Stick with me for a second, because this is going to sound like an inane drivel. There's a YouTuber named Tomato Anus. Yes, that is his name. Despite the silliness of the name, Tomato Anus makes very, very well put together, high quality videos going into in-depth detail about speedruns. Examples of this include my favorite video of his, which is the Half-Life 2 speedrun. But he does either niche categories or, you know, like like crazy popular games like BioShock Infinite, Mario Odyssey, Fallout, all the fun games where it's really interesting. And he doesn't just say, okay, they accelerated back hop over this fence, then they do a quick save or a quick load. No, what he actually does is explains why these things work and all that stuff. Also, dude, Fries, thank you for coming back, man. I'm so glad to see you here. The king is back. I'm not joking. Can't wait to see you get back into art or just hang out for a bit. I wouldn't blame if you just wanted to chill, right? Whatever you do, I'm here for it, man. Really glad to see you back. And hopefully, and I'm not sure if here or if you just want to say in the Discord, let us know how the honeymoon went, man. Let us know if you enjoyed Hawaii, any of that stuff. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, anyway, sorry. Tomato Anus, in the middle of his videos, whenever he has breaks, he says a very, very kind and profound thing that you wouldn't expect out of a speedrunner video from a guy named Tomato Anus. But basically, he says that he hopes you're doing well, and if not, don't forget that how you feel right now is not how you'll feel forever, and it's only temporary. And whenever you go into the future and you look back at this moment, he hopes that you don't look back on who you were, and he looks back to where you were. Something along those lines. It's very, very kind and very, very just out of the blue, awesome. And while I don't have the same words or eloquence or just kind of style, I'm not gonna lie, Tomato Anus just has some style to him. I will say that if you guys are struggling with your art or anything, or you feel down, all part of the process. Okay, you've watched Tomato Anus, dude. I've been binging him. Whenever I clean, whenever I like repaired my bike, he was in the background. Yeah, so not to copy him, but to copy him because positivity breeds positivity. Let this be an example. If you guys are feeling, you know, off about your art, struggling or anything, it's okay. It's gonna take a bit, sure, and it may be a struggle, but one day you'll look back and not see the art that you were making as horrible, but a pillar of what you are then. So you will get better so long as you slowly and methodically approach art. You don't let your emotions take hold and make you scribble over the page, and you decide to learn. That's why we're all here. And if you're just struggling with your habits or hobbies in general, stick with the streams. It's gonna be tough, it's gonna be hard, but you'll learn to love it, and not only that, you'll get better at it. So I can't say I'll do that every stream, but I do want to emphasize the slow and importance of getting 1% better every day. You don't need to join the streams to do it, but you definitely can. And same thing. Also, yeah, I think I should mention it. We're getting very high in the subscriber count. Thank you guys for all that. That being said, I've been Kavel. That's another YouTuber reference. Ratlobber shout out. All the YouTubers tonight. But yeah, that being said, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Same thing, same time, same place tomorrow. Don't forget it, and if not, try to do something you love tomorrow without the stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. And I won't instantly end the stream this time. I accidentally did that yesterday.